Hello, chemistry students, and welcome. These are notes for covalent bonding. You will upload a picture of these notes to Google Classroom. There's going to be 2 pages worth of notes. So first of all, you need to do Cornell style, making it like so, and then a summary at the bottom. Our essential question today is going to be, how can we make covalent bonds? That is our essential question for today. How can we make covalent bonds? And covalent bonds are going to form between a nonmetal and a nonmetal. So 2 nonmetals. Remember on the periodic table that nonmetals are here. So boron, silicon, arsenic, tellurium, these are all metalloids. So all of these are nonmetals, okay? Even these guys, even though they don't bond, they're still considered nonmetals. The other nonmetal is hydrogen. So all of these notes, all of this bonding only happens between these guys right here. And there's actually a lot of bonding that happens between those. So an example would be P2O5. See that P and O are both nonmetals. FCl, fluorine and chlorine are both nonmetals. Because nonmetals want to gain electrons, so nitrogen, for instance, has 5 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nitrogen wants to gain 3 more because he has 5 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, to become a -3 charge. Phosphorus wants to do this too. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he wants to gain 3 to become a -3. Sulfur and oxygen and selenium, they all want to gain 1, 2, right? Because they have 6 valence electrons, so they want to gain 2. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they all want to gain 1, and these guys don't bond. But because they all want to gain, right? It's like pulling. It's like pulling a toy with your brother or sister. You both want it, right? What do your parents tell you? You have to share. Valence electrons are shared because both the nonmetals want to gain electrons. So they end up sharing. This is different than ionic, which is where we transfer electrons. And again, if I'm going too fast for writing, you just stop the video and write and then continue on your way. So the next thing we're going to do is, how do we draw these things? How do we draw them to become covalent bonds? So we're going to take NCl3, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write the Lewis structures for these guys. So for nitrogen, we just said that he has 5 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to write nitrogen here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And chlorine, we said he has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do chlorine right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do you see how there's 3 of them? So we're going to draw 3 of these guys. Okay. Now, look how many bonds nitrogen can make. Remember, single electrons can bond. And of course, these are valence electrons, right? He can make 3 bonds. Well, look at these guys. They each can make a bond. So we're going to push these 2 together, right? This and this guy. They're going to end up sharing those 2 electrons. So I'm going to draw him. I think I'm going to draw him over here. So we have nitrogen. And we're going to have this chlorine come over here. There's this electron from chlorine, right? And these, this, and this. This guy, he's going to share right here. This electron is going to go over here, bringing this whole thing over here. So then we have another chlorine down here. And then this dot, right, is going to go on the bottom there, that electron. There's that. And then he has, right? And then last but not least, he is going to go over here. And he's going to go all the way over here. And so he's going to share there. And if we look, nitrogen, if we draw a circle around nitrogen, he has 8 valence electrons. He's happy. Okay, well, guess what? Each of these chlorines, they also have 8 valence electrons around them, right? So they're all happy. In this middle here, right here, when we talked about shared electrons, that's these guys right here. These electrons are shared. These electrons are shared between the chlorine and nitrogen. This is between this chlorine and nitrogen and this chlorine and nitrogen. So all of these bonds, these are our shared valence electrons. So what I want you to do now, let's do this one. I didn't realize I had another one there. So let's do it with carbon. So we have 2 carbons. Let's put both of these like this. So we have 2 carbons. And then we have 6 hydrogens. So I think I'm just going to do these like this. And they each have 1 valence electron. Each hydrogen has 1 valence electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me do that. I didn't show you before. So carbon has 1, 2, 3, 4. And then each hydrogen would have 1 valence electron. So again, these two have the most. And if we look, they can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 8 bonds. Each of these can only make 1. So if we put these two together right away, we put those two together right away, and we do it. I didn't give myself a lot of room, but let me do this. And then there's that other one. So these two are these two, right? Well, look what we have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each of these can attach onto here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. And then again, this carbon is happy because he has 8. And this carbon is happy because he has 8. There's a 2 down there. Here's the shared electrons. And then here's the thing with hydrogen. Hydrogen is happy because he has 2. Because remember, hydrogen has 1. And to be full, he needs 1 more. So the hydrogens are happy when they have 2. And they all now are sharing 2. So wherever the 2 circles cross are shared electrons. So what I want you to do right now is see if you can draw in your notes CH4, NH3, and SF2. I would pause this and see if you can draw them in your notes. And then unpause it and I'll show you how to do it. All right, don't fret if you got stuck. I'm going to go through these now. So let's do CH4. So for carbon, it has 4 valence electrons. And then each hydrogen is going to have 1. And there's 4 of them. Well, this can make 4 bonds because it has 4 single ones, right? And these can each make 1 bond. So we're going to put these together like so. And you don't have to draw the circles around them like I did here. But if it helps you to check, you can do that as well. I'm not going to put the circles around them, but if you want to, you can. Let's do NH3. So again, we have nitrogen with 5. And then we have H's. And remember our H's from over here? So it'd be like we would have 3 of them. And how many bonds can nitrogen make? 1, 2, 3. And we have 3 hydrogens that can each make a bond. So we can build a hydrogen here and a hydrogen here and a hydrogen there. And then let's do SF2. So sulfur is going to have 6 valence electrons. And so he can make 2 bonds. And then fluorine has 7 valence electrons. And there's 2 of them, right? So this one can go with this guy, and this one can go with this one. So when we do this, this is kind of a big one. I'm going to move this over too because I'm on the crease of my table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to take this fluorine. And we cannot forget these electrons. And we'll take this fluorine. And we can't forget these other electrons. So they're all happy now. Sulfur's happy. Fluorine's happy. And this fluorine's happy. And again, you don't have to draw this. But if you want to draw them, you can. I'll just do these. Yep. And if you would be so kind as to write a summary right there for how do we make covalent bonds. And yeah, so write your summary right there. And then this is going to be uploaded. You're going to take a picture of this and upload this to Google Classroom. And this is your first set of notes of 2. I'm going to do 1 more video. So you watch this video and upload this, and then you're going to watch the next video and upload to Google Classroom.